I don't have any interesting topics, but how have you been, say?
Oh, in my case, I keep on taking native camp, right? But sometimes I feel bored. To be honest, that's why you can speak English so good, right? How do you maintain your motivation to speak English, to study English, or something
I
new? If you
study. 心 like
Okra,
yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
okay.
But you said earlier you can speak Japanese a little bit, right? Uh,
Only when my students teach me like expressions in Japanese.
expressions. That's why you
Yeah.
know how to show your emotion to some extent.
I think it also takes, like, for example, I've been teaching here for 4 years already.
Yeah.
So when I first started like teaching English at Native Camp, I was like, "Oh, these expressions are so unusual for me because we don't really have, that kind of expressions
Uh,
in English or in Filipino. So I just tried to observe like Japanese speakers and how they react to things. And
oh.
then I tried to analyze, like, for example, ito. So it means like they're thinking, right? Or like when you say, soka, eh. So it's like, I realized something like that. So I'm like, okay, these expressions are so interesting. That's why I slowly tried
Funny.
to learn some Japanese expression to that
Uh,
extent. So yeah.
yeah, in English there are no replacement. In English. There are no
Yeah,
replacement.
ito,
I Maybe
eh.
if I say this kind of word in English, I see or well. Yeah, right.
Mm,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Japanese people often use this kind of word, right? Like a filler word. I'm not sure filler word.
yeah, fillers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so funny. Oh, you you observe Japanese student.
Yeah, because of course, like, I think like it's part of that's actually one way to learn a language, how people react to things.
Yeah,
I mean, it's different from country to country. So
yeah.
if you get to understand how people react, you would actually basically know, this is the kind of communication they have. This is how they show that they're they don't understand things, or they're overwhelmed, or this is an aha moment for me. So like something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You have a good point, right? Actually, at the time, you can understand how they feel, right? If they say, soka, you can understand, oh, he or she must be understanding right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, thank
that's
you. Yeah,
why.
so funny. Okay. Okay, じゃあ、we are textbook? We are on textbook?
Hmm. Oh,
Or,
textbook. You wanna go over the textbook?
you have any, interesting topics?
I don't have any interesting topics, but how have you been, say?
Oh, in my case, I keep on taking native camp, right? But sometimes I feel bored. To be honest,
Hmm.
yeah, that's why you can speak English so good, right? How do you maintain your motivation to speak English, to study English, or something
I
new? If you
study.
How do you motivate by yourself? How motivate yourself?
Actually, like, I don't really study,
Oh,
but one thing is that I think it's part of my personality that I really like to talk with other people.
mm,
So also, it's part of my job as an English tutor to, relay what I know to my students, right? So I need to keep up that kind of skill I have in order for me to also give the needs of my students.
mm,
So basically, what I do is that I try to communicate, and my way of learning things is really through observing. Like, for instance, if I do watch a movie, I try to observe on how people react. That's really one thing I do. How people react, how people use phrases, how people use the words properly.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that I can also relay that kind of knowledge I have to
I
my
got
students.
it. Yeah, thank you. Actually, yeah, you don't think you don't see English as a like subject, right? You enjoy to use the English, right? Actually, to be why I ask you this kind of question because 2 days ago, Saturday, I I went out and then I tried to talk to foreigner.